Do you ever have the feeling that you're making no progress, that you're stuck in the same place, that you're not making any steps in the right direction? Well, I certainly do sometimes. My name is Imar Kilian and I am here to help you. I have been going to the gym for over 4 years now, and in that period, I have learned a lot of things. I know exactly what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And especially for beginners, I can provide you with the ultimate tips, everything that you need to prevent and everything that you can do to improve yourself. In this video, I am giving you 4 tips for increasing your gym progress. But before we begin, there are 4 basics that play a huge role in progressing in the gym. And those 4 basics are exercise, diet, body weight and sleep. These are the most important things when it comes to building muscle and making progress in the gym. And even with the tips that I'm going to give you, you should already be looking into those 4 basics, you know, maintaining them in a sustainable manner. They really should be your priority if you're going to the gym consistently. We are going to combine those 4 basics with tracking, alright? By tracking, you are able to visualize what your status is right now, what your status was before, and what your status is later on. So if you know what your stats are right now, you first need to track it. And let's say your stats are a 100 kilogram bench press and your body weight is 70 kilograms and you eat 3000 calories in a day and you sleep 8 hours a night. Now you want to make progress, so now you can set a goal. For example, you want to bench 120 kilograms. You want to sleep 9 hours a night instead of 8 hours a night. And maybe you want to bulk up to gain more strength so you can bench more, so you're going to eat more, which means you have to increase the amount of calories. So there you have it. Every basic that I just named is really an important part in making progress. And just for the sake of this example, let's say that you have reached that goal. You can then look back to where you were before, so where the stats were before. You were 70 kilograms, you were benching 100 kilograms, you were eating 3000 calories, and now you can bench 120 kilograms, you weigh more, probably you eat more and you sleep more. So what does this give you? It gives you motivation to keep on going and to make more progress. So if you track your exercises, your diet, your body weight and your sleep, you are able to literally see with your own eyes what progress you made. And I know what you're thinking. You may think, well, I can just remember this in my head and that is also the progress that I made. I just know that last time I benched less than I do now, or I weighed less than I do now. But that's not really true, because if you write it down or it's just stated somewhere, it's more official and you can really look at it with your own eyes, back at it, and realize that you really made that progress. The fact that you can look back at the progress that you've already made and that you can set a goal where you can work yourself up to makes tracking a really good strategy. Now let's go to tip number 1. And tip number 1 is tracking your workouts. There are different ways to tracking your workout, but it all comes down to writing down how many sets you have done, how many reps you have done in a particular workout, and maybe even how long you've rested in between those sets. And you could even incorporate the time in which you completed the whole workout. So you can write your workout down in a paper notebook with a pen, but you have to bring a paper notebook and a pen with you in the gym. This can be inconvenient, but it can also be very authentic, and it will give some people more motivation because they just have to write it down. And it looks cooler also when you write it down. And this way you could also put any drawings in there, you can underline things, you can do just whatever you want. You could also just write it down in your notes app on your phone. I used to do this when I started going to the gym, and it worked really good for me, except that I have to type everything on my own. So I had to write the whole exercise down and then how many sets and how many reps I did. But now I found this app, and the app is called Gains. It's not a very popular app, so you may not find it immediately when you search up Gains. You may have to look for Gains workout or Gains tracking or something. Then you will probably find it, and this is how it looks. I have been tracking with this app for more than 6 months and it works really good. It's so nice to look back and see all the progress that I made, and I'm able to just set goals and do every workout 1 rep more so that I just make a little bit more progress. And that is also a very important step, guys. always have a goal in mind that is better than the last one. So if the last workout you did 10 reps with 100 kilograms on the bench press, you now are aiming for 11 reps with 100 kilograms on the bench press. And there's a very high chance that you cannot do it. But if you keep that same goal in mind and you are not giving up on it, you will get it in a few weeks. This way you can make a very subtle but effective progression. The app is very easy to use. You can just look up your exercise, then fill in the amount of sets and amount of reps, and that's basically all it is. I will also leave a link in this description for this app so you can check it out. The second tip is about food tracking, and you guys may have heard me talking about this so much already, but track your food, guys, please. And especially if you've never done before, if you have experience with tracking, you don't have to do it anymore because you already have the knowledge about the foods that you are eating and you know what has more protein in it, what has less protein in it. But if you've never done something like tracking your food, I would strongly recommend that you start doing it right now. It's very hard to look up manually with every food that you are eating, what is in it. You cannot look at every package because some foods don't even have packages. It will be just very hard to do that. So I personally use an app for this, and that's what I would recommend. Don't use any notes or don't write anything down. Just use an app for this, okay? The only app that I really know of that works really good is MyFitnessPal. With MyFitnessPal, you can scan the barcodes of packaging for foods, and then you can see the macros, the amount of carbs, the amount of fats, and the amount of proteins, and you can just fill in how many grams you are using of that. If there are any foods without barcodes, you can just search up that certain food and it's probably in there. I mean, everybody can add food in here, and most of the food is checked. You can literally see a check with the foods that are fact-checked. So that's how you know that it's right. The third tip is tracking your body weight. This is pretty obvious. You just have to weigh yourself, and maybe not every day, but at least once a week. And this way you can check how much weight you lost and how much weight you gained. So that if you are bulking or if you are cutting or just trying to lose weight, it's a really great way to see if you made any progress with it. So a scale is a must for any bodybuilder. The fourth tip is tracking your sleep, and you can actually do this by yourself. You can write this on a paper note with pen. You can also write this in your notes. Just track when you are going to sleep and when you are waking up. You have to keep in mind that you are probably sleeping an hour less than you think you have. So for example, when you go to bed at 10 p.m. and you wake up at 7 a.m., you think you have 9 hours of sleep, but in reality you have 8 hours of sleep. So there's always like 1 hour of being awake throughout the whole night. I mean, sometimes you just wake up but you don't even realize it because you just go back to sleep immediately, or it takes some time to fall asleep and it takes some time to wake up. So with it all together, it's about an hour long. But I would say the most effective and precise way to track your sleep is with sleep trackers or just fitness trackers. A normal smartwatch can also do this. For like example, an Apple Watch that can also track your sleep, but there are some products that are just a little bit more precise and they give you some more information. Some watches will give you the level of oxygen that you had during the night. Some watches will give you the heartbeat that you had during the night. And some watches will give you information about how you sleep the night, how deep you slept and how light you slept, everything about that. But really there are 3 brands that I can really recommend for sleep tracking, and that is the Whoop band. So this band has no screen and it's mostly focused on sleep. And some fitness trackers do have screens like the Garmin watch or a Fitbit. These are also really good at sleep tracking. I believe there's also a ring on the market that will track your sleep, but I don't know much about that. And there are even some pillows or things you can put on your pillow or on your blanket. And don't forget, guys, sleep is one of the most important parts for building muscle. The less sleep you have, the less recovery you have, the less muscle you're going to build. So you really want to aim for at least 8 hours of sleep a night. Otherwise, I won't be telling you guys to track your sleep. But yeah, with the sleep tracker, you can really know for sure that you sleep enough. And one last tip before I end this video is that don't get too obsessed with this. It's just tracking to know if you're on the right path. Don't be like, oh shit, I didn't eat enough today, or I ate too much today, or I didn't sleep enough tonight. Don't beat yourself up over it, okay? You are just also a person and you're not perfect, but you can just try to be better. Don't be too obsessed with those things. Don't be like, I really have to sleep 8 hours every night. It's impossible, okay? I'm also not doing that. I'm sleeping 6 hours a night for maybe 3 nights a week. I mean, I'm not perfect, okay? But I still make those gains. It's about being consciously involved with it. Try the best that you can, but you're not perfect, so you should also be able to forgive yourself, okay? Subscribe if you are new to the channel and like this video if you think that it was really helpful. And I just want to thank you guys for watching, and also thank you guys so much for subscribing the past couple of weeks. We gained 300 subscribers. Thank you guys really so much. And see you guys later. Peace out.